The world's fastest game, Jai-Alai, America's new super sport. To play it takes dynamite power, lightning speed, nerves of steel. Jai-Alai may soon rank with the nation's leading spectator sports. For years, the game has attracted large crowds in Florida, and enthusiasm for Jai-Alai is spreading. But it's more than just a game. It's an experience, rich and unique. The building in which Jai-Alai is played is the fronton. The name derives from the front wall against which the ball is thrown. This wall is made of huge granite rocks, at least 12 inches thick, to withstand the repeated impact of the ball. Because of the force of the pelota and its potential danger to the players, they must now wear protective headgear. The color of the shirt and the number on the front are key to the player's post position. The red sash, or faja, is a traditional part of the uniform. And so are the long white pants and the white tennis shoes. Jai-Alai is played on a three-sided court, either as doubles or singles. The object of the game is to hurl the rock-hard ball against the front wall with so much speed and spin that an opponent can't catch it or return it, either on the fly or on the first bounce from the floor of the court. The ball may be played off all three walls, but it must stay within specified bounds. Judges are present to make the close calls. After watching a few games to pick up the rules, it is easy to start appreciating the finer points of Jai-Alai. Strategy is the key. Getting an opponent out of position or off balance is the sure way of winning. Then there's the speed. The fastest baseball ever thrown was clocked at little over 100 miles an hour. But Jai-Alai throws have been clocked by radar at more than 175 miles an hour. Perhaps even more incredible is the curve. Curving the ball 3 or 4 feet is not at all uncommon in Jai-Alai. Imagine handling a ball which is moving like that with a Cessna. Spin, speed, strategy, and the lurking danger of a rock-hard ball. These all combine to help make Jai-Alai the world's most exciting ball game. The first United States fronton was built in Miami back in 1926. In the early 1930s, Florida's legalization of pari-mutuel wagering on the game really made Jai-Alai a permanent part of the American sports scene. After World War II, the game spread rapidly throughout the state, a favorite with local fans and visiting tourists. Among the most ardent aficionados were President Truman and Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt. today, Jai-Alai has spread to other parts of the country. Almost overnight, the game has caught the imagination of sports fans in the Northeast as no other sport in such a short period of time. And elsewhere in the United States, the game is also taking hold.
This is a sport about speed. A rock-hard ball moving faster than any other, curving and twisting with treacherous unpredictability. Men with lightning reflexes and ballet-like movements, using overpowering strength or subtle finesse. This is a sport about danger. Courageous athletes relying on learned skills and competitive instincts. This is a sport about tradition, its history dating back centuries, its form unchanging. This is a sport about emotion, winning and losing, action and reaction. This is a sport about excitement. This is the world's fastest and most exciting sport. This is Jai-Alai. This sport of the Basques became known as Jai-Alai, which means Merry Festival in the Basque language. Jai-Alai was introduced in the United States in 1904 at the St. Louis World's Fair. The first fronton or arena was built in Miami in 1926. Wagering was legalized on Jai-Alai in 1934. Since then, Florida has become the second home to the Basque sport. 6 million fans flock to the many frontons throughout the state each year. They come because the game is fast and it's exciting. While few Jai-Alai games are still played against the church walls, the sport has changed little in almost 400 years. The playing court, or cancha, has moved indoors. Front walls are made of solid blocks of granite, one of the few materials that will withstand the impact of the speeding pelota. There is no standard size court. Most are 176 feet long, over half the length of a football field and 40 feet wide. It's a 3-walled court with a wire screen on the right side to protect the spectators. This open side makes a perfect viewing area for the thousands of spectators seated in a theater-type setting. But since the court is constructed with no right wall, and to add uniformity to the game, left-handed Jai-Alai players are prohibited from playing professionally anywhere in the world. The equipment used in Jai-Alai has not changed in hundreds of years. The basket, or cesta, is, as it's always been, hand-woven from special reeds found in the Pyrenees Mountains. Each cesta is custom-made for each individual player. Jai-Alai is one of the simplest of all games to follow and understand. With the rules similar to tennis, all games start with a serve that must land in a box, a lined area on the court. After that, the lines on the court are unimportant. The receiving player must catch the ball in the air or on the first bounce, and then return it to the wall in one continuous motion. He cannot stop or hold the ball. The players continue to volley until the ball is missed or thrown out of bounds. 3 judges or referees are on the court to enforce the rules. Most games have 8 post positions, with posts 1 playing post 2 to start every game. The winner of the point stays on the court, and the loser goes to the end of the line. This round-robin play continues until the number of points in the game, usually 7, is reached. Like tennis, Jai-Alai is played either singles or doubles. The rules are exactly the same. In singles, one man must cover the entire court. In doubles, either team member may go for the ball as long as it's on the fly or the first bounce. Double team members wear the same color jerseys with the post position number on the front and their permanent player number on the back. Both singles and double matches are exciting to watch, with players combining skill with strategy in order to win. For the fans, it is non-stop action. From the traditional player salute before each game through game point, the excitement builds to a moment of supreme tension. to a moment where winning or losing for a player or fan rests on a millimeter of movement or a split-second reflex. These gladiators with cestas will leap and scale and dive and fall. For them, the term game is forgotten. It is war, and losing is unacceptable. Jai-Alai players win money for finishing first, second, or third in a game. Bonuses are paid to players who win championships at the end of a season. And future contracts depend on the year's performance. There are an average of 45 players on a roster, each battling to maintain his position on that roster. Maximum effort is not only required, but demanded. Jai-Alai is a carefully run business with the state as its partner, providing thousands of jobs and valuable tax money to state coffers. Every dollar wagered, every point played is carefully scrutinized by state officials and management personnel. This cooperative relationship between state and private enterprise has made Jai-Alai one of the leading industries in Florida and one of the most popular attractions for tourists and locals alike.
It's really exciting. It's really fast and everything.
I come every day.
I think it's fantastic. It's electric.
I love Jai-Alai.
The action, the speed of the game, the players, it's just tremendous. Excellent.
It's a fun game to watch.
It's fast moving, it's high paced, I love it.
The leader, the pace setter, trendsetter, the pioneer, the patron of this magic sport in the world is properly named World Jai-Alai. This organization owns and operates frontons throughout the state of Florida, including the Miami Fronton, often called the Yankee Stadium of Jai-Alai. World Jai-Alai frontons offer fans plush seating, state-of-the-art bedding facilities, and modern court view restaurants. One major characteristic of a World Jai-Alai fronton is the enthusiasm of its fans. Yelling, screaming, cheering their favorites on. The excitement is contagious. And the atmosphere in the fronton becomes electric. This is Jai-Alai at its best. Jai-Alai has its past legends of the sport, and nearly all have played for World Jai-Alai. Great Jai-Alai names such as Chiruka, Chimela, Orbea, Guillermo, to the recent world stars. World Jai-Alai has a legacy of greatness. And to continue that into the future, World Jai-Alai maintains an extensive player training program in Spain, France, and even the United States. While Jai-Alai pros make the sport look easy, it is one of the most difficult sports in the world to master. Training must begin at the age of 8 to 10 years old. Hours upon hours of practice for years, until one day the dream comes true. A chance to be a professional Jai-Alai player. Hopefully, a World Jai-Alai player.
It was more of a prestigious to play for World Jai-Alai. Everything when you're growing up with the sport, you hear World Jai-Alai, World Jai-Alai. So it was a goal not only to be a Jai-Alai player, but a World Jai-Alai player.
A training teacher gave me everything to start playing Jai-Alai.
Since they own different frontons and they were very high quality players at each fronton, it was like moving up levels of play.
Run to Jai-Alai, my hometown in France. In Spain, where I was playing at the time, and also here in various places in Florida, and I like it. It's like a big family.
Though about 90% of the professional Jai-Alai players in the world are Basque, the World Jai-Alai School in North Miami is responsible for an influx of Americans into the sport. They are becoming extremely proficient at Jai-Alai, using the traditional shots, like the chula, chick-chack, and Karen, but bringing with them an aggressive style of play never before seen. These American youngsters are perfecting the remate, the kill shot, bringing about a revolution in the ancient sport of the Basques. They are challenging the Basque at their own game and winning. It is now evident that the American Jai-Alai player is here to stay. But whether Basque or American, these are truly great athletes. And Jai-Alai is truly a great sport. Artful, skillful, graceful, beautiful. That's the game. Dramatic, exciting, emotional, fun. That's the experience. Jai-Alai. Those who play it, live it. Those who watch it, love it. Jai-Alai. There's nothing like it in the world.
Palm Beach's ball game, Jai-Alai, Jai-Alai. Palm Beach's ball game, Jai-Alai, Jai-Alai. Celebrate the night tonight, feel the heat. Moving with the white light. Get on your feet, the winning sweet. Woo! Palm Beach's ball game, Jai-Alai, Jai-Alai. Palm Beach's ball game, Jai-Alai, Jai-Alai.
Orlando Jai-Alai. You can bet on it.
The guys that play this game are the most dedicated athletes I have ever met in my life. I say to you with a tear in my eye and a hole in my heart, long live the sport of Jai-Alai. Frontons will come and go, but Jai-Alai will live forever.
Psychopath.